All right, welcome back.
Hello.
So I am so excited to talk about this fair date or whatever you call it when you take somebody. Is it a fair?
I would probably call it like a carnival, but
Car.
maybe like county fair. It was the Santa Monica Pier, right? Is that where they went?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. But it
Um,
was like privatized for
yeah,
them.
it was so nice. I mean, and it was also opportunity for them to be kids at heart again. It was fun to see them do something that was a little less dignified and
Yes.
got to show the lighter side of the ladies. So
Yes. Yes. Oh, and the one-on-one date. There
oh,
was the foreboding clip, I feel like, of Leslie at the beginning, and I didn't know what that was going to mean. And she just had her one-on-one date, so then it went to uh should really know. What's
hey.
her name? Faith. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Yes.
episode 5. That's pretty bad. Yes. It went to Faith, which I think we were kind of expecting because she hadn't had that with him, and she had the first impression rose. So,
Well, I mean, I think because I hadn't seen her interact with him in so long, I wasn't really sure that she was going to get it.
oh, okay.
And also, too, for him to have not spent that much time with her, to choose somebody who you hadn't spent that much time with for that extraordinary date, I can see why that maybe felt a little bit like a dagger to Leslie. Like, where did they bubble
Yes.
back up out of nowhere? And then she gets the best date out of all of us. Like,
Yes, she was upset. She was. I did think it was funny that they had another open top car ride immediately after Faith got ready that messed up her. Like it didn't mess up her hair. She looks great, but that could have messed up her hair. I'm thinking, why are you doing this to these women? I'm also terrified of helicopters. RIP Kobe. I can't even think
yeah.
about it. That was in LA. It's it's just it freaks me out. So at least it was a bright sunny day with no clouds, and but the landing on a boat, I mean
Oh,
that
she's
was
like, we're not gonna land on that boat, are we? And he's like, yes, we are. He
yeah,
was so
yeah,
excited.
yeah, yeah. That
So
was that was
that
crazy.
that was a pretty awesome date. This is also when we find out more about Faith, and we find out that she didn't grow up in the best circumstances. For all the things that she's accomplished, they didn't come easily for her, and so that helps me look at her in a little bit of a different light. And I appreciated Faith a little bit more after that conversation. And so she immediately got her hometown rose.
She
Uh,
sure did. She sure did. And then somehow out of thin air, she pulled out a bathing suit and they're in a hot tub.
were they
That
in the hot tub too?
excuse me. Yeah, they after this, after they had like a cheese plate upstairs, I think.
Charcuterie.
The charcuterie again. Yeah, they got into I would just remember thinking, where'd she get that bathing suit? And then Gary's lion tattoo was featured again.
Again.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Also, just back at the house,
Uh-huh.
I did like again, my Philly girl, Susan, she made a reference. I don't think anyone would have caught this to the Mummers Strut, which is no one knows what it is, but the Mummers are a group of dancers, usually of like Polish background in Philadelphia, we have a parade on New Year's Day. She was trying to teach them. She kind of made a joke about teaching them how to do the mummer strut, and then they were doing the Hava Nagila, and
Yes.
Ellen was really like letting her guard down, and she was wearing her glasses. I thought it was really cute. I thought that was fun.
And let me tell you, Susan looked amazing in her two-piece.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was wearing a two-piece. Okay, I didn't notice that. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, okay, go. And I love too that the helicopter flew past the mansion and they were just
Yeah.
on our date.
That was so funny. And they were all like waving. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny. That's a good segue to go back to the date because then when they got back, I thought it was funny that they wanted to hear, like, first, Faith was like, well, I don't know. She was trying to hedge her bets, like, unlike Teresa, she was
Yeah.
trying to say, well, maybe you don't want to hear all this. And they're like, no, 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 of course we do. And then as soon as she started talking about it, they're like rolling their eyes.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was a little unfair. I think Yeah, I probably would have just said we went on a helicopter ride and we landed on a boat. It was really fun, but I don't think anyone really wants to hear the in-depth details unless they have a different guy than the one that you're currently dating, all dating at the same time.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that brings us, we're back now to the house, and then what else
Group
do I
date,
have?
right?
Oh,
I think, does the group date start now, or am I missing something?
oh, it's so funny though. I also have a note that says they tell her they want to hear it, but they don't. Leslie is giving her dagger eye.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
about it.
yes, I know. Exact same thing.
But yes, I think this is when they tell the ladies like, hey, this is when we're about to go on our group date. It's your last chance to make impressions. And then Gerry shows up to the boardwalk with his cute jean jacket on, looking like a little older Ken doll. He looked so cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looked cute. He looked cute. I thought they were all running to hug him. And again, I was just thinking about Sandra's knees.
Oh yeah.
Sandra's 75. She's running on this boardwalk. Look, I mean, look, she looks like Michelle Obama arms there.
Yeah.
She looks amazing. But yeah, they were all excited. And then again, it sort of began their last ditch efforts. All of them were like, I gotta talk to him and I gotta get that rose. And to me, it was fairly obvious
Mhm.
that Susan and Sandra are going home.
I
Just
felt
because,
the same
again,
way.
they weren't doing last ditch efforts. There wasn't any camera work with them. There wasn't anything. But my question was, wow, who is he going to pick out of the other two? Like I didn't know what he was going to do. And then, telling, was it Faith that he told you're my girl, or was it Leslie?
Yeah. Yeah. He
Oh no, it was Leslie because Faith wasn't
Leslie,
there. She had
sorry.
the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that was telling. I'm like, that's a really, really strong statement.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but then, they're all telling him, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with, that's sort of like, that must be the Bachelor magic words. Thank you.
I'm falling in love with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
it was definitely a love fest. Like every person who had ever had a strong connection with him was like, I need to lay it all on the table right now. And so it was just like everyone, it was
yes.
free for all.
Yes, totally. They were just putting it all out on the table. And then I think it probably was a good idea that he gave it a minute and didn't decide that night because it was too overwhelming, which left us sort of with Ellen's. She had this dichotomy of words she kept using. She's like, I'm really confident, but I'm also scared. I feel really optimistic about tomorrow, but I'm terrified. Like she kind of just had, because she didn't know, so she had both of those feelings at the same time, which made sense.
To me, though, it became a little bit to me, Ellen felt a lot older than the other three girls who he had a connection with. And I had wondered if that would play into it, only because I feel like Faith feels a little young and fun, and Leslie definitely, they have some like spicy stuff going on. Teresa even feels a lot of feels really, really young at heart.
Mm-hmm.
So then and then when it came to Ellen didn't feel as young as heart. She did feel like a familiar place. Like it feels like they're comfortable together and he does like her, but I didn't feel the same type of like overwhelming attraction that I get when I see him with the other ladies.
Yes, yes, I do agree with you there. I think there's not as much of the vitality as the other women, which is interesting because she's quite active and she's quite talkative and bubbly. But yeah, there was something, I feel like there was just something missing there that I thought, I don't know if he's gonna, but I didn't really know until the end
Yeah.
who he was gonna go with. And then clearly he has, once he did make his selection, I'm like, okay, he likes brunettes. Like
Oh, I didn't think about that.
they're all like, he has kind of that type. And at least Ellen has Pickleball magazine. She'll
She,
have that.
you know what? There's always the bright side.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't think about that. So yes, at the rose ceremony, we had the remaining ladies. As you can see, Faith already had her rose. And we kind of knew the two on the end were not gonna make it. So it was between these three. And then unfortunately, it was Ellen's time to go home.
Yeah. Oh, look at Leslie there. Yeah.
I know. So
Yeah.
yeah, they gave us a little peek after that into hometowns. And it's so crazy because it's like he fit right into everybody. So I haven't watched that episode yet, but I'll be interested to see like now that you're going to be accountable to these people's families, how that's going to go.
Yes, I'm completely fascinated by that. Because this whole time I've kind of been wondering, we knew some of the stories of the women about who were widowed, who were divorced, um, who had grandchildren, just kind of in passing. I have children, I have grandchildren, but I can't wait to meet them. I mean, that just paints such a more holistic picture.
And then I immediately thought like, well, who is he going to go home to for Faith? Because Faith had said like, I can't remember if she said she was adopted or like something wasn't all the way, she didn't have a big family or a family at all. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
so I was like, what is Faith going to do? Because all these people are going to be having these big, warm, welcoming families, and Faith is kind of like,
Right,
so
right.
I'll
But
be interested to see what happens there.
yeah, yeah, you never know how he'll fit in. We saw some precocious grandchildren
Mhm.
talking, so we'll see them
Yeah.
next week. But yeah,
All right.
down
Well,
to the wire here. It's only a couple more episodes then.
yeah. I mean, I think like I watched the show. After Hometown, doesn't he make his like final decision?
I'm guessing it's probably one more episode of like the final two. But
Oh.
no, you're right. Maybe it is the final episode. We should really know this. We're like, good. No clue how many episodes there are. No idea.
We know it's coming to an end shortly
How
because
would we possibly know? How would we ever find that information out? That would require Googling. Not doing that.
I know. Oh man, we'll
Yeah.
just have to find out. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Oh,
get there.
well, I'm excited and
You know.
what hometowns bring. Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Join us next time.
All right. Bye, Elsie.
Bye.